When we want it. Now. If we don't get it.
Shut it down.
If we don't get it.
Shut it down.
If we don't get it.
Shut it down.
I said if we.
Thank you. That's everybody for coming out. Wow. Yeah. Welcome to Harlem. Welcome to the world's neighborhood. If I'm not mistaken, this is the most famous neighborhood on the planet. And we are this, if you look, to your left and to your right, this example of the true melting pot. We got a lot of different groups here. Shout out to the gang. I see you all sprinkled in. Yeah. Folks for Poor People's Campaign, folks who are activists and working on housing and climate action. We have some Sunrise Movement, Green New Dealers here. We have a bunch of different activists who care about this particular issue as an opportunity to fuel more movements. And about 6 or 7 months ago, I'm really bad at this particular math, but I think it was March or April, in East Harlem, which is just back that way, there were about 200 or so academics meeting at CUNY in East Harlem, talking about universal basic income in general.
June.
It was June? It wasn't April?
June.
All right, okay. So in June, a bunch of us were over in East Harlem talking about sort of what the next steps would be for universal basic income and how we make it a conversation that people are having on a ground level, not just in national media, not just on CNN and NBC or in a heady way. And, my one ask to Diane and a few other people, I think, Scott was there, Michael was there, Carl was there, people who are here in the room, people who are going to speak later. I was just like, can we convert everyone from advocates to activists? And the question I got back was, what does action look like? And I just said, we must march. We have to put people in the streets to show that this is an issue that we all care about across our different silos of activism. And the thing about marching is it's this process of indoctrination. It's a spiritual event, if you will, of people coming together. You can literally feel people's warmth. You can feel their passion for a particular issue. And we picked this location, even though we had some issues with how we used the location, and that was my fault. But we picked this location in particular because I'm really thinking about this march in the spirit of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who, when he was 38 years old, started giving speeches. He really pivoted his career to talk about a guaranteed income. And I am of the group that thinks that his assassination a year later was really as a result of his conversations about a guaranteed income. I'm 38 now, and I'm constantly thinking about what the next 30 or 40 years will look like in the 21st century as automation is upon us, as sort of this winner-take-all sort of economics is upon us. And we came to this block, to this church in particular, because in 1959, that same guy, when he started a lot of his rounds with the Baptist church community and talking about economics again, he was here. He was here in this place, and they also marched down 145th Street. And so, as we march down 145th Street, I really want you all to feel the weight of where you are and why you are here. This congressional district and this neighborhood in particular, Harlem, coupled with the South Bronx and the congressional district that is New York's 15th, are the two poorest districts in the richest place in this country. We are at the center of capitalism. I moved to New York to start a financial technology company. I came here because I thought the money was here. I thought that it was the place that I would find my opportunities. And as I was a naive young man at that time. I thought I could solve my problems through tech and through trying to capture funds. I really realized that that wasn't the play. That we had a broader distribution problem with regards to how we distribute funds in general. And so I'm a proponent of universal basic income, and not because of automation, or because of evil corporations, or because of the tug of war, more diversity competing for jobs and work and money in general. But I think that it's a moral conversation about what we're owed for our input to profitability, to productivity. When I look out upon all your faces, I see, products and services that you need from all the institutions that exist in the world. We're living in this world that's becoming more and more a large supply chain of goods and services to you, but it's all based on who you are. Not just your individual identities, but also the identities of your community, the identities that inform who you are and who you will be in your life. And I think for the value of those communities, you are entitled to a piece of the productivity that this world creates, a piece of the productivity of the profitability, that this world creates. And so, in that spirit, we want to fight for a more inclusive sort of economics. And whether you are here and you care more about housing issues, which this particular neighborhood is being rezoned and gentrified rapidly, or the one next to it that we'll march through is being rezoned and gentrified rapidly, or the one up in Inwood is being rezoned and gentrified rapidly, or whether you care about the existing climate crisis and how we implement infrastructure programs to take care of climate, if you care about education, our inability to distribute it well to people, if you care about any of these issues, the thing that you should care about more, and the reason UBI should be every person's issue, is because it is the fuel for our activism. So the reason we are here in the spirit of activism today is because UBI will be the capital that we need to fuel the activism that we want to see in our local communities per the local issues that we care about. And I really mean activism turns into a lawsuit at some point or a march. Like all these signs and everything that you all see around here, it costs real money. But with a universal basic income of at least $1,000 a month, which I think is scalable over time, I think a lot of you can do the math and quickly imagine what it would look like if you got together with 10 friends and wanted to take a stand on a particular issue. Just to sue somebody costs to file a docket. And so I've been with a lot of the housing activists here in the room talking about the fact that even though we change housing policy in the state of New York, it is difficult to get municipal or the city departments to enforce those laws. And so what does action look like to them? It probably looks like a lawsuit. So when you think about universal basic income and the regular arguments that you're making with people with regards to automation or with regards to women's rights or with regards to economic inclusion, when they fail, I think you should try having a conversation with people about access to funds that fuel your nearest and dearest activism. And so that is why we're here. And it is because we truly believe in this particular community and in the hyper-diversity that we hold in this community, that people have an intrinsic value. We do like to say here in Harlem that individuals are at their best when they identify with a community, and we're experiencing some of that right now. And communities are only at their best when they identify all of their individuals. I think that's the ethos of Harlem. It should be the ethos of the United States of America. And what it really is speaking to is the undertone of communal value that we all hold when we show up as rigid individuals in our communities fighting for whatever the issue is that we care most about. So I want to fund that activism. I think we can. I think we can afford it. And so we're going to take to the streets and literally take over 145th Street. I just finished having an argument with the police officers about if we can hold signs with sticks because they're worried about us getting a little rowdy. And I don't foresee that happening. We've been a part of a lot of peaceful protests, but you all should engage this. This is not a rally. This is a protest. This is about the money that we're owed and having the dignity to stand up and demand it. So thank you. Thank you all for your time. Thank you for